Imagine this. The world is quiet, the moonlight spills softly through your window, and your breath settles into a slow, steady rhythm. As you sink deeper into sleep, your body is not just resting, it is repairing, rejuvenating, and quietly reshaping itself. This isn't magic, and it's not just biology. For centuries, Buddhist monks have taught that sleep can be a sacred act, a form of deep meditation that works even when your conscious mind has drifted away. And tonight, you'll discover how to unlock that power for yourself. Ancient Zen wisdom teaches us that healing is not always about doing more. In fact, sometimes it is about doing less, much less. The body, when given the right inner environment, knows how to heal itself. Cuts close, bones knit, and cells regenerate, all without us having to force the process. But the mind can either be a supportive partner in this process or the greatest obstacle. In Zen practice, sleep is not simply the absence of waking, it is a continuation of the meditative state, a place where the mind's chatter quiets and the body's intelligence takes over. The secret lies in what you carry with you into sleep. A busy, anxious mind can keep the body's systems in a subtle state of tension, which delays healing. But a mind trained in Zen principles, calm, open, present, sends a different signal. It is safe. You can restore now. This is why many Buddhist practitioners engage in mindful rituals before bed, even if they've been practicing for decades. It's not superstition. It's preparation. Before we explore the specific methods, I want you to imagine sleep as a bridge. On one side, the events of the day, the noise, the stress, the effort. On the other, the freshness of morning, renewed energy, restored cells, a lighter heart. The bridge itself is built from your mental state as you fall asleep. If that bridge is strong, your body crosses into deep, healing rest without interruption. If it's fragile or unstable, your night will be broken, restless, and less restorative. And here is the first thing Zen monks do differently. They do not rush into sleep. They arrive at it as if approaching a temple. In monasteries there is a rhythm to the evening. The lighting grows softer, voices lower, movements slow. This transition isn't just to mark the end of the day. It's to signal to the body that healing time is near. You can recreate this at home. It begins with creating a sleep space that feels like a sanctuary, uncluttered, quiet, dimly lit. No flashing screens, no piles of laundry whispering about unfinished work. The energy of your space matters because your subconscious will continue to absorb cues from your surroundings long after your eyes close. As you lie down, place one hand on your stomach and one on your chest. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Do not try to control it yet, just notice. This act alone draws your awareness away from racing thoughts and back into the present moment. In Zen, this is called anchoring, tethering your mind to something real, steady, and simple. Within a few minutes, your breath will naturally deepen, signaling your nervous system to release tension. Now, let me share something important. While you sleep, your brain continues to process emotions and thoughts from the day. If those thoughts are chaotic, your dreams will reflect that chaos, and your body will remain slightly on edge. If you instead plant seeds of peace and healing before you drift off, your subconscious will carry that energy into the night. Monks often use short phrases known as gathas, repeated silently as they settle into rest. A gatha for healing might be, with each breath, I am whole. With each breath, I restore. Whisper this to yourself, feeling its meaning with every word, until it becomes a rhythm as natural as your breathing. And here's your first gentle challenge. Tonight, before bed, I want you to try this exact practice. Don't just listen to these words, act on them. And when you wake tomorrow, notice how your body feels. Pay attention to your mood, your energy, the way your mind greets the day. If you feel even a small shift, you'll know you've taken the first step into the world of ancient Zen healing. From here, we will go deeper into the science that supports these ancient practices, the nighttime meditations that enhance physical recovery, and the Buddhist understanding of how mind and body are never truly separate, even in dreams. But for now, let's explore how simply learning to let go before sleep can begin to mend both the seen and unseen parts of yourself. Think about how you end most of your days. For many people, it's with an abrupt collapse, finishing a last message on the phone, scrolling through endless news, or letting the mind race through tomorrow's tasks. Sleep becomes something we fall into rather than something we consciously prepare for. But in Zen, this is like walking into sacred ground with muddy feet. The transition matters. One of the most beautiful practices in Buddhist tradition is the evening letting go ritual. The idea is simple. Before you enter the night, you release everything you no longer need to carry. Imagine yourself holding a heavy basket filled with stones, each stone representing a thought, a worry, a regret. If you walk into sleep with that basket, your rest will be strained. But if you set it down, emptying your hands, you walk into the night light and free. This is not about ignoring problems. It's about giving them space. Zen teaches that problems are like knots in a rope. The more you pull in frustration, the tighter they become. Sleep allows the knots to loosen naturally, but only if you allow your body and mind to relax enough for that to happen. To practice this, sit quietly for 5 minutes before bed. Close your eyes. Picture yourself at the edge of a calm lake. The Jung surface is still, reflecting the moon above. Now, one by one, take each troubling thought from your mind and imagine placing it gently on the water. Watch as it floats away, carried by the gentle current until it disappears from sight. Feel the weight lift from your body. The mind, once clouded, now has space for rest and healing. This visualization is not a fantasy. Neuroscience confirms that the brain is highly responsive to imagery, especially before sleep, when the mind drifts between waking and dreaming states. Guided by peaceful mental pictures, your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for deep rest, becomes more active. Your heart rate slows, muscles soften, and stress hormones decline. It is in this state that your body's repair processes switch into high gear. Zen wisdom also teaches us that the position in which you sleep matters less than the intention you carry into it. Whether you rest on your back, your side, or in a gentle curl, what matters is that your body feels supported and safe. In monasteries, monks often sleep on simple mats, yet their rest is deep. Why? Because they have trained their minds not to cling to the discomforts of the body. They meet the night with acceptance rather than resistance. The same principle can help you heal. If you find yourself tossing and turning, resisting the present moment, I can't sleep, I need to sleep, you create tension that blocks rest. Instead, acknowledge the wakefulness without judgment. Say to yourself, this is part of my night too. By doing so, you stop fighting against yourself, and sleep comes more naturally. And here's something profound. Buddhist teachings see dreams not as meaningless noise, but as reflections of the mind's state. Some monks even view dreams as an extension of meditation, where unresolved feelings and subtle insights appear in symbolic form. By cultivating calm before bed, you influence not just the quality of your sleep, but the content of your dreams, turning them into gentle spaces for healing rather than arenas for stress. Want to pause here and invite you to imagine how different your nights could feel if every evening became a conscious ritual. No more collapsing into bed with a restless mind. No more waking in the middle of the night with your thoughts racing. Instead, you end each day as the monks do, slow, deliberate, present, letting the wisdom of your body work while your mind rests in peace. And if you're finding value in what you're hearing right now, take a moment, pause this, subscribe, to the channel and join this growing circle of people committed to living with more peace, presence, and inner healing. It's free, it takes only a second, but it ensures you don't miss the deeper teachings that can truly transform your life. Now, let's move further into the heart of the Zen approach, how the mind can continue meditating even in sleep, and how this unbroken awareness can lead to some of the most profound physical and emotional healing you've ever experienced. In many Buddhist traditions, there is a belief that awareness doesn't have to end when sleep begins. The body may rest, but the mind, trained through meditation, can maintain a subtle, effortless presence. This is not the same as lying awake. It is more like floating in a warm ocean, where you are aware of the waves yet fully supported by them. Monks call this unbroken mindfulness, and it can turn every night into a sacred healing retreat. How is this possible? It begins with a shift in how we think about sleep. Most people see it as unconscious time, hours that vanish without memory. But in Zen, sleep is a continuation of practice. Your thoughts slow, your breath deepens, and your awareness settles into the background. In this space, your body's repair systems work most efficiently. Damaged cells are replaced, the immune system strengthens, and even emotional wounds can begin to knit back together. Scientific research has begun to catch up with what monks have known for centuries. Deep sleep stages, especially slow wave sleep, are when growth hormone levels peak, aiding tissue repair and muscle recovery. The brain's glymphatic system, a kind of cleansing mechanism, becomes highly active, washing away toxins that have built up during the day. In other words, the deeper your rest, the more profound your healing. But here's the catch. Deep, healing rest doesn't happen automatically. Stress, unresolved emotions, and unhealthy evening habits can keep you stuck in shallow sleep, where your body doesn't fully repair. This is why Buddhist sleeping meditation can be so transformative. It clears the mental clutter before you enter the night, making space for true rest. One of the simplest ways to practice sleeping meditation is this. As you lie down, focus on your breath, but instead of counting or controlling it, imagine each inhale as a wave of light moving through your body, bringing warmth and restoration. Each exhale releases tension, fatigue, and heaviness. Continue until your body feels weightless. This isn't about forcing sleep. It's about allowing the body to slide naturally into it. The awareness you hold in these final moments often lingers as you drift into dreams, shaping the tone of your night. Another practice is the body scan. Starting at your toes, bring gentle attention to each part of your body. Notice any tension, then imagine it dissolving like mist in the morning sun. Slowly move upward, feet, ankles, calves, until you reach the top of your head. By the time you complete the scan, your nervous system is in a state of deep calm. Your muscles are ready to repair, and your mind is quiet. The emotional benefits are just as powerful. Many of us carry the day's emotional residue into our sleep. Frustration from a conversation, worry about the future, lingering self-criticism. These emotions, left unprocessed, can subtly strain the body. Buddhist sleeping meditation allows you to acknowledge them, let them pass, and rest without their weight. Imagine lying down, not as someone escaping the day, but as someone who has already forgiven the day. The monks also speak of dream discipline, the awareness that your dreams can be shaped by the state of your mind before sleep. In Zen, dreams are not random. They are the mind's way of reflecting and resolving what is within you. By planting seeds of peace before bed, you can harvest dreams that nurture rather than drain you. You may wake not only refreshed but inspired, with new clarity about situations you once found confusing. There's something liberating about knowing that sleep can be an ally in your growth, not just a pause in your life. Every night becomes an opportunity to heal, to release, and to emerge renewed. And the beauty is, you don't need a monastery, a special mat, or years of training to start. You only need a willingness to approach sleep as the monks do, with intention, with presence, and with trust in your body's wisdom. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, I want you to remember this. Your body is not waiting for you to wake up to heal. It is healing right now in every breath, in every moment of letting go. Your job is to simply create the space for that healing to happen. From here, we will step even deeper into the night journey, how ancient Zen healers use specific mental images, healing sounds, and energy awareness techniques to supercharge the restorative power of sleep, and how you can integrate them into your own evening starting tonight. In the quiet chambers of Zen temples, the transition to night is not just a physical act. It is a ceremony for the mind, body, and spirit. This is when the monks engage in subtle yet powerful practices that allow them to carry awareness into the dream world and beyond. Their goal is not only rest but regeneration, a process they believe is fueled by both mental clarity and life energy, often called qi in Chinese traditions and qi in Japanese Zen. The concept is simple. The body is more than flesh and bone. It is also an intricate network of energy channels, and during deep sleep, these channels can either flow freely or become blocked depending on your emotional and mental state. When your mind is calm, the flow is smooth, like a river unbroken by rocks, and healing energy reaches every part of you. When your mind is agitated, it's like debris clogging the waterway, slowing the flow and preventing full restoration. To awaken this healing current before sleep, monks often use visualization of light. As they lie down, they imagine a warm, golden glow at the center of their chest, radiating outward with each breath. This light is not forced. It's simply observed, like a candle burning steadily in the dark. With each inhale, the glow expands, traveling through the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands, up the neck, and into the head. With each exhale, it moves through the torso, hips, legs, and feet. Within minutes, the body is bathed in a sense of gentle warmth, a signal to the nervous system that it is safe to fully relax. But visualization is just one layer. There is also sound, not noise, but carefully chosen tones or mantras. Some monks softly chant phrases in Pali or Sanskrit, while others hum low, steady vibrations that resonate in the chest and belly. Science now tells us these vibrations stimulate the vagus nerve, a critical player in the body's rest and digest system. Even a simple humming sound before sleep can lower heart rate and blood pressure, preparing the body for deep restoration. Practice you can try tonight is the healing breath hum. Lie comfortably, inhale slowly through your nose, and as you exhale, hum gently, not loudly, but deeply enough to feel the vibration in your chest. Imagine this hum spreading relaxation through your entire body. Continue for 5 to 10 breaths. Then let the hum fade into silence as you drift towards sleep. Another profound Zen approach is energy awareness, often practiced as you are falling asleep. Instead of letting your thoughts wander, place your focus on a single area of the body, perhaps your heart, your hands, or even a spot just below your navel, known in Zen as the hara, considered the center of vitality. You don't try to change anything. You simply feel, observe, and remain present with it until you naturally slip into unconsciousness. This presence is believed to charge that area with healing energy, especially if it is a part of the body in need of recovery. There is also a teaching about clearing the dream path, ensuring that the imagery in your mind before bed is peaceful, uplifting, and aligned with healing. Monks are careful about the last thing they see, hear, or think before closing their eyes. They avoid harsh conversations, disturbing media, or mental replaying of problems. Instead, they fill their awareness with the sound of a temple bell, the sight of a moonlit garden, or the feeling of gratitude for the day's lessons. By setting this emotional tone, they influence the dreams that will come, and by extension, the body's response during sleep. Think of it like planting seeds. The mind is the soil, the images are the seeds, and sleep is the rain and sunlight that make them grow. If you plant seeds of worry, they sprout into restless dreams. If you plant seeds of peace, they grow into dreams that nurture and restore. This is where we reach a turning point, because these techniques are not just for monks, not locked away in ancient temples. You can practice them tonight, wherever you are, in whatever bed you call your own. It's about shifting from a passive view of sleep, "I hope I rest well," to an active partnership with your body's natural wisdom, "I will create the conditions for my healing." And right here, I want to encourage you, if you've been following along and imagining these practices in your own life, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who struggles to sleep or feels stuck in cycles of stress. You could be giving them a gift that changes their nights forever. From here, we'll move into the next step, the emotional purification that takes place during sleep, according to Buddhist teachings, and how you can guide it so that your mornings aren't just rested, but lighter, freer, and more joyful. In the quiet chambers of Zen temples, the transition to night is not just a physical act, it is a ceremony for the mind, body, and spirit. This is when the monks engage in subtle yet powerful practices that allow them to carry awareness into the dream world and beyond. Their goal is not only rest but regeneration, a process they believe is fueled by both mental clarity and life energy, often called ki in Chinese traditions and ki in Japanese Zen. The concept is simple: the body is more than flesh and bone. It is also an intricate network of energy channels, and during deep sleep, these channels can either flow freely or become blocked depending on your emotional and mental state. When your mind is calm, the flow is smooth, like a river unbroken by rocks, and healing energy reaches every part of you. When your mind is agitated, it's like debris clogging the waterway, slowing the flow and preventing full restoration. To awaken this healing current before sleep, monks often use visualization of light. As they lie down, they imagine a warm, golden glow at the center of their chest, radiating outward with each breath. This light is not forced. It's simply observed, like a candle burning steadily in the dark. With each inhale, the glow expands, traveling through the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands, up the neck, and into the head. With each exhale, it moves through the torso, hips, legs, and feet. Within minutes, the body is bathed in a sense of gentle warmth, a signal to the nervous system that it is safe to fully relax. But visualization is just one layer. There is also sound, not noise, but carefully chosen tones or mantras. Some monks softly chant phrases in Pali or Sanskrit, while others hum low, steady vibrations that resonate in the chest and belly. Science now tells us these vibrations stimulate the vagus nerve, a critical player in the body's rest and digest system. Even a simple humming sound before sleep can lower heart rate and blood pressure, preparing the body for deep restoration. A practice you can try tonight is the healing breath hum. Lie comfortably, inhale slowly through your nose, and as you exhale, hum gently, not loudly, but deeply enough to feel the vibration in your chest. Imagine this hum spreading relaxation through your entire body. Continue for 5 to 10 breaths. Then let the hum fade into silence as you drift towards sleep. Another profound Zen approach is energy awareness, often practiced as you are falling asleep. Instead of letting your thoughts wander, place your focus on a single area of the body, perhaps your heart, your hands, or even a spot just below your navel, known in Zen as the hara, considered the center of vitality. You don't try to change anything. You simply feel, observe, and remain present with it until you naturally slip into unconsciousness. This presence is believed to charge that area with healing energy, especially if it is a part of the body in need of recovery. There is also a teaching about clearing the dream path, ensuring that the imagery in your mind before bed is peaceful, uplifting, and aligned with healing. Monks are careful about the last thing they see, hear, or think before closing their eyes. They avoid harsh conversations, disturbing media, or mental replaying of problems. Instead, They fill their awareness with the sound of a temple bell, the sight of a moonlit garden, or the feeling of gratitude for the day's lessons. By setting this emotional tone, they influence the dreams that will come and, by extension, the body's response during sleep. Think of it like planting seeds. The mind is the soil, the images are the seeds, and sleep is the rain and sunlight that make them grow. If you plant seeds of worry, they sprout into restless dreams. If you plant seeds of peace, they grow into dreams that nurture and restore. This is where we reach a turning point, because these techniques are not just for monks, not locked away in ancient temples. You can practice them tonight, wherever you are, in whatever bed you call your own. It's about shifting from a passive view of sleep, "I hope I rest well," to an active partnership with your body's natural wisdom. "I will create the conditions for my healing." And right here, I want to encourage you, if you've been following along and imagining these practices in your own life, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who struggles to sleep or feels stuck in cycles of stress. You could be giving them a gift that changes their nights forever. From here, we'll move into the next step, the emotional purification that takes place during sleep, according to Buddhist teachings, and how you can guide it so that your mornings aren't just rested, but lighter, freer, and more joyful. We often think of healing the body as something physical, repairing muscles, restoring cells, strengthening immunity. But Buddhist teachings remind us that physical healing is deeply tied to emotional healing. In Zen, they are not two separate processes but two sides of the same coin. You cannot fully restore the body if the mind is weighed down by unprocessed emotions, and you cannot free the mind if the body remains tense and unsettled. Every night, whether you're aware of it or not, your brain works through the emotional events of the day. Scientists call this emotional memory processing, and it happens mostly during REM sleep, the stage where dreams are most vivid. It's during this time that your brain replays experiences, files away important lessons, and discards unnecessary emotional residue. In Buddhist terms, this is the mind digesting the day. Just as the body digests food, breaking it down and extracting nutrients, the mind digests experiences, keeping what nourishes the spirit and releasing what would weigh it down. But here's the challenge: if you go to bed holding onto anger, resentment, or fear, your mind has more to process, and your dreams may reflect that turbulence. You may wake up feeling as if you didn't rest at all. That's why monks practice emotional purification before sleep. This purification isn't about ignoring pain, it's about allowing it to transform. A common monastic practice is the metta bhavana, or loving kindness meditation. Before bed, monks bring to mind themselves, loved ones, strangers, and even those who have caused them harm, silently sending wishes like, "May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be at peace." By ending the day in this state, they soften the edges of pain, making the emotional digestion of sleep smoother and less draining. You can do this in your own way. Before closing your eyes, think of one person or situation that caused you stress today. Acknowledge the feeling it created: frustration, sadness, disappointment. Then, take a deep breath and imagine wrapping that situation in compassion, as if placing it in a warm light. You are not condoning wrong actions. You are simply releasing the hold they have on your heart for the night. The result? Your sleep becomes lighter, your dreams less burdened, and you wake with a sense of renewal that is both physical and emotional. Over time, this practice can dissolve long-held grudges, fears, and self-criticism, the kind of emotional weight that subtly wears down the body. There is also a deeper layer to this. In Buddhist thought, emotional suffering often stems from clinging, holding on to what we want or resisting what we don't. Sleep is an ideal time to loosen that grip because the conscious mind is not interfering. By planting seeds of letting go before sleep, the subconscious begins to learn this art of release. You wake not just feeling rested but freer. And here's something worth reflecting on. When you carry fewer emotional burdens, your body has more energy to devote to physical healing. It's as if you've freed up inner resources that were once tied up in holding onto pain. This is why people who practice compassion and forgiveness often notice improved health, lower blood pressure, better immunity, and faster recovery from illness. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember that you are not just lying down to rest. You are entering a sacred process where both your body and heart have a chance to repair. Your job is not to force it, but to trust it, guide it gently, and allow the wisdom of the night to do its work. And if you've made it this far in the journey, I'd love for you to take a moment and comment below with a simple affirmation for yourself. Something like, "Tonight I heal," or "I release and renew." These words have power, and sharing them helps anchor your intention. From here, we'll move into something truly profound: the Buddhist perspective on death and rebirth as a nightly metaphor for sleep, and how seeing each night as a small rebirth can change the way you live your days and heal your nights. In Buddhist thought, every night you experience a kind of little death. You let go of your conscious identity, the endless stories you tell yourself, and you surrender to the unknown. Then, each morning you are reborn, a new opportunity to live with greater awareness and compassion. This is not a morbid idea. On the contrary, it is a powerful source of liberation. If you can learn to let go fully every night, you can live more fully every day. Zen masters say, "Die before you die, and you will not truly die." Sleep becomes the perfect training ground for this letting go, because it requires trust in the body, trust in the process, and trust that you will awaken renewed. When you adopt this perspective, your evenings change. You stop dragging the weight of today into tomorrow. You begin to treat each night as a sacred closing, a conscious completion of the life you lived in those waking hours. It's like turning the final page of a book before placing it on the shelf. Knowing that tomorrow a fresh story begins, the ritual can be simple. As you lie in bed, take a few slow breaths. Recall 1 or 2 moments from the day that you are grateful for. Then, bring to mind any regrets, frustrations, or mistakes, and say silently, "This life is complete. I let it go." Imagine those moments dissolving into the darkness, carried away like smoke in the wind. In that act, you are rehearsing the great release we all must one day make, but in a gentle, nightly way that brings peace rather than fear. Monks often deepen this practice with a subtle awareness technique. As they drift toward sleep, they focus on the impermanence of each breath. Every inhale is a birth. Every exhale is a death. The body takes in life, then lets it go. This rhythm becomes a lullaby, a reminder that nothing needs to be clung to, and that letting go is safe. From a healing perspective, this mindset is profound. When the mind accepts impermanence, the body can relax at a deeper level. Muscles soften, the immune system strengthens, and the nervous system can shift fully into repair mode. You are no longer gripping life with tension. You are allowing it to flow. And in that flow, the body finds its natural balance. You may notice something beautiful when you wake after practicing this nightly rebirth ritual. The day feels lighter, as if yesterday's troubles are truly gone. You move through your morning, not carrying the baggage of old arguments, unfinished tasks, or past worries. Your body feels less fatigued because it was not holding tension all night. Seeing sleep as a small death also changes how you view your dreams. Dreams become symbolic landscapes, places where you can release old attachments, process endings, and explore new beginnings. Monks sometimes use dream imagery to inspire the next day's meditation, asking, "What part of me was letting go in this dream? What part was ready to be born?" When you start to treat each night as a conscious death and each morning as a conscious birth, life itself becomes richer. You stop living on autopilot. You begin to choose your thoughts, words, and actions with more care, knowing that this life you have today will end tonight, and a new one will begin tomorrow. So tonight, before sleep, try this. Imagine that you are laying down not just to rest, but to close a chapter. You've done what you could today. The rest is no longer yours to hold. And as you drift away, you prepare to meet tomorrow not as the same tired self, but as someone entirely renewed. From here, we'll move into part 7, where I'll share how Buddhist monks use specific dream guiding techniques, shaping the mind before bed so that dreams themselves become healing experiences, not random or chaotic ones. In most people's lives, dreams are like clouds, passing, changing, and beyond control. But in many Buddhist and Zen traditions, dreams are seen as fertile ground for practice. They are not random, they are mirrors of the mind. And if the mind can be trained while awake, it can also be shaped while asleep. Monks sometimes refer to this as dream cultivation. Just as a farmer chooses what seeds to plant and how to tend them, you can choose what thoughts, images, and emotions you carry into your dreams. With the right preparation, dreams can become healing journeys, spaces where your subconscious processes pain, explores solutions, and strengthens the qualities you most wish to embody. The process begins before you close your eyes. The last 5 to 10 minutes of wakefulness are crucial because they set the tone for the first dream cycle. In Zen temples, the evening often ends with chanting, silent reflection, or gazing at something simple and calming, like the moon or a candle flame. This is intentional. The final image the mind sees can echo into the dream world. You can bring this into your own life. Instead of scrolling through your phone or watching a chaotic show right before bed, choose a calming focus. This could be a simple mental image, like a field of flowers swaying in the wind. A memory that fills you with peace, such as sitting by a river or holding a loved one's hand. A symbolic vision of healing, like golden light flowing through your body. Once the mind is anchored in this positive space, you can add intention. In Buddhist dream yoga practices, this is done with a short, clear phrase, a seed you plant in your subconscious. For example, tonight I rest in peace. Tonight, my dreams restore me. I am safe, I am whole, I am healing. The key is to repeat the phrase slowly and with full feeling, as if you're speaking directly to the deepest part of yourself. When done regularly, you may start to notice patterns. Your dreams may shift from being chaotic to having more harmony. Even challenging dreams may take on a different tone. Rather than feeling overwhelming, they may feel purposeful, as if your mind is working through something important in a supportive way. In advanced Buddhist practice, some monks even develop the ability to become aware within the dream, a state often called lucid dreaming. This allows them to consciously interact with dream symbols, meditate within the dream, or focus on healing specific areas of the body. While it takes time to develop, even partial awareness in a dream can make it more restorative and insightful. One simple way to encourage this is to practice brief awareness checks during the day, pausing for a moment to ask yourself, am I dreaming? As you do this often, the habit can carry over into your dreams, allowing you to recognize them as they happen. From there, you can guide the dream toward healing imagery, peaceful landscapes, or even spiritual teachings. The beauty of dream cultivation is that it uses time you already spend asleep. Instead of leaving those hours entirely to chance, you are gently shaping them to support your well-being. You are turning every night into a silent workshop for both body and soul. And remember, this is not about controlling every detail. Dreams have their own wisdom, and part of the healing comes from allowing that wisdom to unfold naturally. Your role is simply to set the conditions. Just as a gardener provides good soil, water, and sunlight, then trusts the plants to grow in their own way.